Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Today is going to be a first impression of the new Bperfect Cosmetics and Stacey Marie Carnival XL Pro Palette. As always, my socials are on screen and will be linked in the description. This palette contains 30 matte shades, 10 shimmers and 3 highlighters. If you'd like to skip the swatches, I'll leave the timestamp on screen for you to be able to skip them. These are the shadows in the columns from left to right. And here are the highlighters in the palette. First I'm taking Nuke on this Morphe M506 brush and I'm packing that in my crease as it's the darker shade. I noticed the formula of the shade was really buttery and blended seamlessly, which I was really pleased with. And there was absolutely no patchiness, which I really find is quite common with darker shades, especially like a darker tealy, greeny, blue kind of shade. As you can tell, I thought the formula was pretty good, so. Next I took Showboat on another M506 brush and buffed that out above Nuke. I found that these two shades, I assume because they're darker and more pigmented, that there was a lot of kickback and fallout from these shades. Definitely not as much as my Anastasia shadows, which were a lot softer, but yet they were pretty noticeable. So I'd recommend doing your face last and your eyes first in order to avoid that. Then I'm placing Witho above Showboat with another M506 brush and I'm buffing that out. I found the shade had literally no fallout at all, and since I recorded this I have used various other shades in the palette, like the warmer toned ones, and they didn't have any fallout or kickback whatsoever, so I assume it's to do with the pressing and the pigmentation of the darker shades. Now I'm using the M224 brush to pick up any excess concealer after cutting my crease. Using another M224 brush, I'm dipping into Ecstasy and placing that in the inner corner and the inner portion of my cut crease. This is a gorgeous colour, and again it had no kickback or fallout that I found, like Witho. And then again I'm just dipping into Witho on the same brush and just packing that in the middle of the cut crease. Then I'm taking Showboat and placing that in the outer portion of my crease using the same brush to create a nice gradient. Dipping into Nuke and using the E36 brush, I'm just packing that on the outer portion of the cut crease in order to create a nice gradient. Using the same shade and the same brush, I'm just running that along my lower lash line. And again going into Showboat using the same brush and smoking that out. I'm using the same brush I used for my cut crease with the leftover concealer, and I'm placing that on my waterline in order to place Ecstasy on top. Then I dipped into Fair Play, which is a really lovely gold shade, and I'm using that for my highlight. The lighting is horrible, but here is the finished result using the Bperfect Stacey Marie Carnival XL Pro Palette. I really love these shades and I'm definitely excited to keep using more of them. I found them really buttery and smooth, and I found that the shades worked perfectly for me. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed or found it helpful. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when I upload. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to keep up to date with me, and thank you so much